What's up guys, Game Nut here, and welcome back to another episode of Madden 19 Ultimate Team. As we move forward with our current season, most of you guys know we are undefeated right now, but of course before we jump into the gameplays, we have to make some changes with our team because, you know, there's always room for improvement. But quick reminder of what our team does look like now. The offense, you guys know last time out we got 91 powered up David Johnson as our running back. That guy's an absolute beast. And on the defense, we actually already have a change made, and that's going to be our right outside linebacker, Terrell Suggs. As you guys can see, I now have him powered up to his Team of the Week version, sitting as a 91 overall. Now, I actually made a mistake back in episode 7. I don't know if any of you guys ended up catching this, but you can go look at it. Within the first couple seconds when I showed my defense, I accidentally showed the clip of Terrell Suggs already powered up to his Team of the Week version, which was a complete accident. I was waiting until this episode, you know, to bring that new Terrell Suggs to our team. So if any of you guys saw that, you know, of course you can go back and look at it and see the mistake that we made. But you guys did just see the stats of Terrell Suggs. He's now sitting as that 91 overall at right outside linebacker. But next position is going to be our strong safety, Cam Chancellor. I went out and bought his flashback card for 123,000 coins. I already had the campaign version on our team as strong safety, as most of you guys know. I got his power up card as well, and we are going to go ahead and put those two cards into the power up, and Cam Chancellor now sits at a 91 overall at strong safety. But I'm only going to give you guys a quick little glimpse of those stats because we're going to go ahead and once we plug him into our lineup, he now sits as a 92 overall with that lockdown chemistry. And you guys can see the stats, and man, it is even better. With that 85 speed, he now has 97 play recognition and 93 zone coverage. Not to mention that hit power is 95. It's absolutely nuts, man. But that's going to do it for the defensive upgrades today. Now we're going to go ahead and make some changes with our offense. And you guys can see our current wide receiver is Tyreek Hill. As most of you guys know, we have him powered up as an 87 overall. And I also went out and got his Team of the Week card, just like Terrell Suggs, which is an 89 overall. And we are going to take this power up, put it into the Team of the Week version of Tyreek Hill. And this man now sits as a 90 overall wide receiver. Tyreek Hill is literally becoming like one of my favorite players in the NFL. And you guys can see I have to keep him on my team. You see the stats: 93 speed, his short route running is an 89, deep route running is an 89, and for some reason his medium route running is only an 80. Like, why are they disrespecting my man Tyreek Hill like that on the medium route running? I don't know. But anyways, next up on our team is going to be the mystery player. And you know, after, you know, I'm sitting here looking at this filter now, I kind of realized that this is pretty easy to see. Unless you guys are just really good at guessing, I don't know. I just have to get better at these filters, I guess, when I'm trying to hide the mystery players for you guys. But shout out to all of you that were able to guess it correctly. There was a lot of you, of course, because it was easy. Odell Beckham is going to be the new receiver on our team. You see the stats: 88 speed, 84 catching. Of course, that spectacular catch is going to be insane, sitting at 92. So we have our two new receivers in the last upgrade of today's episode. A lot of the players that we brought to our team today really weren't like new players. We were just doing like a little bit of remodeling, I guess you could say. You know, we were getting like new versions of players that were already on our team. So our tight end, Delaney Walker, you guys just saw I added the core elite, which was already the starting tight end on our team, to his team diamond set, and now we have Delaney Walker sitting as a 90 overall. Eventually, you know, I'm trying to complete, you know, Ronnie Lott, get all those team diamonds done. I did complete the set for Odell team diamond, in case you guys were wondering as well. But look at this card, man. It is so well balanced. I mean, 82 speed, 89 catching, 82 spectacular catch, and 83 run blocking for a tight end as well. I mean, that card looks absolutely sick. But anyways, that is going to do it for all of the upgrades of today's episode, you guys. You can see it. We got our two new receivers, Tyreek Hill, 90 overall. I decided to put him as the slot, and Odell is going to be our new #1 wide receiver. Antonio Brown has been bumped down to wide receiver #2, and up at tight end, of course, we've got Delaney Walker now sitting as our new starter. Jimmy Graham was the #2, or he was the #1. Eventually, we now have him down as the #3, and that is going to do it for all the upgrades. One last look at the defense for you guys, in case you were wondering, you know, what anything looked like. And one other thing I do have to show you guys is going to be our head coach. I was finally able to complete the master set, 200 trophies. This took forever, man, to get John Madden, and I do have him on our team. I got one of his chemistries already active, which is Madden rushing, tier #1. It isn't like a big time boost, but you guys can see it. Our players have a +1 in carrying, stiff arm, impact blocking, and run block finesse. But that is going to do it. All of the changes for our team today. We're going to go ahead and jump into our head-to-head season. Like I said earlier, we are undefeated, currently sitting with a 3-0 record. Our team is now sitting as an 89 overall, offense 88, defense 89. Let's see if we can keep up this undefeated season.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
So as we jump into our first game of the episode, we are going to be starting out on defense, getting to see our new guys, Cam Chancellor and Terrell Suggs out there. And as you guys can see at running back in the backfield, my opponent has Marshawn Lynch. Yes, I think this is actually the first time in Madden 19 that I'm going to be going against beast mode. So that's kind of interesting. As most of you guys know, Marshawn is like my favorite player of all time. And I actually have to face against him here in this episode. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Eventually, I have to get beast mode on my team at some point. But today, we're going to have to do some stopping on beast mode and not let him pick up any touchdowns or even yards on us. But to start off this game, my opponent was just going ground and pound, giving carry after carry to Marshawn. And eventually, that brought up a third down. And he tried to run once again, giving it to Franco Harris. My defense came up with a big-time stop. He goes no huddle, however, on 4th and 2 and is able to find Calvin Johnson for a big-time completion there on 4th down. Got the pass right over top of my user, and he is now down all the way to the 29-yard line. So, next play, going right back to the man beast mode. My defense comes up with a big stop, though. You guys can see, if you did see it, that was Cam Chancellor, our strong safety, who came up with the tackle. A play later on 3rd and 10, he goes back to Calvin Johnson once again, but who else is it? Our strong safety, Cam Chancellor, comes up with a hit. It was able to jar the ball loose. He was able to get the incompletion off of that, and on 4th and 10, he's going for it.
Gotcha, bitch.
And it is going to be my man, Harrison Smith, who comes up with the interception. We got the pass deflection. Harrison Smith did the tip drill. He got the ball, and we got ourselves the turnover that we needed on defense. So as we come out, we're all the way backed up to the 5-yard line. And guess what I did, guys?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
Yep, I came out here and I threw an interception. So, that's just fantastic. So, we're right back out on defense once again. And this time, of course, he's still feeding them. He's still going to Marshawn Lynch. And that is Cam Chancellor once again, who comes up with a tackle. He actually was in the Wildcat there. Kind of interesting. But, Cam Chancellor's no match for Beast Man. He's getting the better of him so far in this game. And as we go forward on 3rd and 11, he's scrambling with Cam Newton. Almost gets thrown forward by Bobby Wagner. What are you doing there, man? Almost takes him for a first down. It is 4th and 1. Going no huddle once again.
Gotcha, bitch.
And what an interception! Casey Hayward jumps that route perfectly, gets the pick, and once again, my defense is coming up with a turnover. Now, the struggles on offense continued, man. I mean, why did I just go with the spin move there? David Johnson, I don't know what I am doing. I'm just having all sorts of struggles right now. And on 3rd and 5, we've got all day in the pocket. My opponent was running an 8 zone. We throw it up, and yet again, throw interception number 2. I am just I'm a mess right now on offense. I mean, we brought these new players to our team, and I'm just sucking to the max right now. We are just absolutely, we're not playing good at all, obviously. And, for offense on my opponent, what he basically did, he came back out, and he was just feeding Marshawn over and over again. He would give him a couple of carries, and on the 3rd down, throw a pass to him, and you guys can see he was able to pick it up. On 2nd and goal, goes back to beast mode again. You see at the top, that is carry number 13 already for Marshawn in this game. Now, that brings up a 3rd and goal for my opponent, Cam Newton, trying to scramble once again, but there's a lot of defenders there. We are able to get the stop. Cam Newton going nowhere. He is stopped at the 5-yard line, and you guys can see with 16 seconds left on the clock, my opponent is finally about to take his points, but no, he goes for the fake. And Tre'Davious White comes up with the interception, and there was no one near this guy. He takes it all the way for a pick 6 with no time left on the clock, and my opponent just raged.
You wanted that, right?
I mean, that has to be one of the funniest ways that we ended a Madden game this year. Instead of taking his 3, we got a touchdown off of it, and that dude just straight up raged out of that game. We are now 4-0.
Brandon Garden, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
So that was definitely a pretty interesting way to end the first game of the episode. Now with 4 wins on the season and no losses. As we jump into our next game here, we are obviously looking for win number 5. But we are again starting out on defense, putting our defense to the test. And my opponent was he was playing like the Chiefs offense, man. I mean, he was going at it. He was getting 10-yard carries with Tevin Coleman. There he gets a big catch, one-on-one with Jalen Ramsey and Jerry Rice. He's able to get the catch. Now he finds Alshon Jeffrey all the way down, 41 yards passing already for Matt Ryan, and he is down to the 16-yard line. But here on 3rd and 3, goes with the wide receiver screen. Look who else it is, man. It is our strong safety, Cam Chancellor. This guy is all over the field so far today in our episode. And on 4th and 4, he goes for it. and I should have been there, man. He basically threw that right at my user. Alshon comes up with the catch. If I was a little bit better, had stuck with that receiver, I might have been able to come up with the catch, but he converted, picked up the first down, and a few plays later finds his receiver Emmanuel Sanders and goes in for the game's first touchdown, now up 7-0. So as we come out on offense, so far things are going a little bit better than they were in the last gameplay. We really did absolutely nothing on offense last time out, but so far here we were able to go ahead and get 19 yards on that carry with David Johnson. But that quickly came to an end because, as you guys can see here, we were brought up to a 3rd down and my opponent gets a sack on us, and we had to go ahead and punt my opponent the ball. So as we come back out on defense now, we get our first sack of the game. We've got Brandon Graham on our D-line coming up with the play. 3rd and 5, however, back to Alshon Jeffrey once again. He's able to go ahead and on that curl route pick up the first down. And on a play later, 2nd and 10, Matt Ryan in the pocket finds his tight end, Hunter Henry, and what is my secondary doing, man? They run into each other. That left Hunter Henry just, walking into the end zone. And just like that, my opponent is now up 14-0 on us. So we obviously have a lot of work to do here. So on offense, we're sitting at 3rd and 27. Obviously, we just have to throw it up, and you guys can see the speedy Tyreek Hill is able to get open, and he runs into Odell. Odell got in our way, man. That should have been a touchdown, but Odell's like trying to sabotage us here or something. Next play, 2nd and 11, play action. We find Delaney Walker, our new 90 overall tight end, all the way now down to the 12-yard line. So, our offense is looking a lot better now. We're getting completions here on 1st and 10, going to Antonio Brown on the slant route, picks up about 10 yards. We are now faced with a 2nd and 1. I was going to run with David Johnson, but it looked like he was going to be sending a blitz, so instead, we go with the pass, and look who we find. David Johnson on the wheel route, find him in the backfield, and we are able to go ahead and put up 7 points, and we are right back in this game, man, now.
Gotcha, bitch.
7-14. So you guys can see, though, there was a little bit of time until halftime, and he got all the way down to the 3-yard line, and Jalen Ramsey came up with a big-time interception, but got tackled at the 20-yard line. Guys, that should have been a pick 6 to end it. We almost had back-to-back games with pick 6s with no time left on the clock at the end of the 2nd quarter, but Jalen Ramsey barely got caught there by Jerry Rice. I was so upset when that happened, man. I felt so defeated. We should have had an interception off of that, but we do have points on the board, obviously, 7-14. We're back in this, and we're on offense, going to David Johnson with the playmaker, hits him with the juke, and David Johnson is continuing to destroy my opponents. Last time out, he was the feature, getting all the touchdowns, and here in today's game, it is the same story. David Johnson, 2 receiving touchdowns so far in this game, and that is exactly why I put juke specialist on that guy. Do you see how quick he went with that juke? Able to now tie this game up 14-14. We are right back in this game, man. So, you guys can see, trying to run the ball, we get a huge hit with Cam Chancellor on that play.
Gotcha, bitch.
And look who it is now. Tre'Davious White once again making another appearance here, gets the interception, and our defense is starting to play lights out, man. We get the turnover that we needed. We have this game tied up 14-14, and right now this game is in our control. We are able to go ahead and possibly go up another touchdown on my opponent and take the lead for the first time of this game. So we go to our tight end, Delaney Walker. Next play, running with David Johnson. This guy's absolutely murdering my opponent's defense right now, so obviously we have to keep feeding this guy. He goes for a nice carry of 11 yards. So now the start of the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 here. Russell Wilson is going to find Tyreek Hill finally once again. Goes with a spin, a juke, trying to make a couple of guys miss, and we are down now to the 3-yard line. Russell Wilson at this point is sitting 8 for 8 passing, and on 1st and goal, look who we find. The new man, our new #1 wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr. for his first touchdown on our team. And just like that, guys, we found ourselves down 14-0 in this game, and now all of a sudden, 21 unanswered points. We are sitting in the 4th quarter with a 7-point lead, and my defense was starting to play, like I said, man, lights out. Terrell Suggs comes up with a sack. 4th and 11, he is going for it. Kevin Green comes up with a hit on Matt Ryan that caused the incompletion, and it is a turnover on downs. Now, offense, I started to slow it down a little bit here. I was able to waste a lot of time on the clock. There's 2 minutes left. And I was going to go up 3 points here, actually. I don't know if you guys saw that kicking meter. I definitely butchered it. We were definitely going to miss that kick regardless. But it didn't matter. My opponent did end up coming up with the block, and he's still, alive in this game. He's only down by 7 points. But again, my defense, man, they were playing so good. Now it is Kevin Green coming up with the sack. Everybody's getting back now. It is a 3rd and 9. He's a receiver, but Harrison Smith with a huge hit on Jerry Rice, and Avery Williamson comes up with the fumble recovery. Dude, my defense is not letting up any points here in the second half of this game. My opponent was able to get the ball back one last chance, though. We had 6 seconds left on the clock. I punted it all the way down to the 6-yard line. And for some reason, he decided to go with the Wildcat as his final play. And you guys can see, we ended up getting the stop. And instead of letting the 2 seconds roll, he decided to pause the game and escort himself out. And there you guys have it. That is going to be the end of this episode. We got 2 wins, now sitting 5-0, still undefeated, man. And this team is just playing so good. So like I said, man, that is going to do it for today's episode. Our players are just absolutely dominating, man. I'm loving the way that this team is going. And, you know, I definitely think that we can make a run towards the playoffs. But thank you guys for watching, man. I hope all of you guys did enjoy it. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Put a thumbs up on the video if you guys did enjoy it. And I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.